Hello goat lovers, Crystal, Emily, and Darren here with Blue Cactus Dairy Goats, and it's been a while since the bucks have made an appearance on the channel, so we're going to reintroduce them to you guys since we have gotten a lot of subs since then. And speaking of subs, you guys, just make sure that you are subscribed, hit the like button, and go ahead and share the video. It helps us out. So let's get started and bring these bucks out. So first up is Vader here. Now Vader is my sweet buddy. He's always been my buddy. He is a buckling that we decided to retain from a doe that was already bred. Beautiful, beautiful doe. We no longer have her, but so he is all complete new blood. So most of the does in the herd have no relation to him. So that is obviously a benefit, isn't it, boy? And he is our silent goat. So if you guys didn't know, he actually cannot bleat or say anything loud. It just kind of sounds like a whisper. So no matter how mad he gets at me, if I give him shots or anything like that, there's not much he can say to me. Ain't that right? So Vader here is also backed with some really, really good genetics. He has a lot of Woodbridge lines behind him, and he is also a grandson to the doe named Belladonna. She's the only doe who has won 2 times in the ADGA Nationals. So just really, really great genetics behind this little guy here. And he's growing lovely. So he's only 2 years old. By the time he has babies again next spring, he will be 3. So it's kind of crazy how quick that goes. And he was a premature dude when he was born. So he was just so tiny, tiny and gorgeous. And he's just still the sweetest little guy. He stinks really bad though. He stinks really, really bad. So all of our boys, we did get ready for breeding. So there's some things that we do with the does, of course, coming up on breeding, and we also do some things with the bucks. So the bucks kind of get the same treatment. They're going to get their copper, they're going to get their selenium, which the selenium they get monthly. They got their hooves trimmed. Sometimes I do give them a bath just to, when they really pee on the back of their legs and on their chest a lot, and if you don't keep an eye on it and sometimes just wash that off, then they can get what's called urine scald, and it's just kind of sores from their pee burning their skin. So that is some things that we do. In addition to all of that, the CD&T is given at a different time for the bucks. Are you, what is it? Just simply because the does are going to get their CD&T right before, about 4 weeks before they have babies, and the bucks we give their CD&T right before they breed. So that's the only difference with as far as getting ready from the bucks and the does. But if you guys do want to see a video on what we do here in our herd to get them ready, then you can go ahead and click here. So if you guys remember kidding season this spring, Vader here was the top boy to give does. So we'll see how many does Vader gives us next spring. Next up is my favorite boy, the Luck Buck. Are you tired of having dry, itchy skin that you just can't seem to get rid of no matter how many different soaps filled with harsh chemicals that you try from the store? Well, search no further. Blue Cactus Soap has many varieties to choose from that are all natural and made with nothing but the best ingredients. Head on over to our Etsy shop and see which soaps are best for you. And don't forget to take advantage of our fall soaps while they last. The link to our Etsy shop is in the description below. He is the buck that we have had the longest. He is 7 years old, and by the time he has new babies on the ground next spring, he is going to be 8 years old, you guys, believe it or not. And they say the life expectancy, let's get your crusty beard out of there. Is that better? They say the life expectancy for a buck, a breeding buck, is right around 8 years old. And the reason being is because they live a really, really hard life. Just constantly fighting, constantly. But Luck Buck here also has some really, really good genetics. He is a son of Lacey. He was, ironically, the very first boy that we ever had out of Lacey. So he was just stunning from the very beginning, and I just knew we had to keep him. He's always had such a quirky personality, and he's also earned his Plus B title, which is really awesome. It's one of the highest titles that a buck can get. So to earn a Plus B title, a buck, to earn their Plus B title, they have to have 3 daughters from 3 different does that have earned their milk star. So if you can't tell, speaking of bucks live a rough life, By the time they get this age, and even younger, you guys, they just all day, they just kind of wall up each other. They're just beating each other up. They are really susceptible to leg injuries. As you can see, Lucky here, he's kind of holding his left leg up, if you guys can see that. So he's gotten a sore leg, and he's more dominant than, thank you. He's definitely more dominant than Vader, but Luck Buck for a lot of years was the buck in charge, and he is no longer in charge. If Vader wasn't so nice, he'd be even beneath Vader, because he just doesn't want to fight anymore. He just tries to kind of get away from them, and you're trying to make me smell like your pee, huh, boy? It's strong stuff, guys. So for the last couple of years, we have had 6 bucks all penned together, and we decided that 6 bucks is just too much. So just, again, because they're just fighting nonstop, there's really not much you can do about it. Bucks are gonna fight. That's the life they live. They are full of testosterone and anger, and they're gonna beat each other up until the death is what they're attempting, I'm sure. But yeah, so we did decide to get rid of 2 of our bucks because of that reason. Yeah, you're gonna scratch your head on the belt. Now you're gonna eat the belt. You little stinker. Because of that reason, we did get rid of Merle and Everest. So we now just have the 4 bucks, and things kind of, I mean, they're still fighting, but at least it's not 6 of them fighting each other. Now it's a little less. So once we put you in with your ladies, they'll get a little downtime, and hopefully their little limps and sorenesses will heal a bit. Especially Mr. Luckbuck, huh? Yes. You want to say hi to the camera? I tell you what, he's like Grandpa Luckbuck now. They don't want to see your bum. Here, there. Say hi. And he's got a big old bald head and everything again, just because right before they breed, they have to rub their heads raw. So Lucky here definitely looks like old man Lucky at this point. Don't you, boy? He's still my favorite, though. Should we go get the next one? Oh, good boy. Come on. No, we're not going to the girls. Let's go. Come on, come on. Come on, boy. Just a couple more days. Now, I'd say second in command here is definitely this powerhouse. Don't pee on me. Are you?
What is he doing?
He's hugging me. So this is Legend, and this is Lacey's last baby ever born. So it is a brother to Lucky, and he's just, I mean, honestly, stunning looking dude. Yes, I know. Why don't you tell them? So he is the same age as Vader. We kept him and Vader the same year. So he's 2 years old. By the time his baby's on the ground, he'll be 3. Are you trying to give me high fives? We can do that. He's not. Yeah. But he is he is the most ornery, and we knew it from the second he was born. He is just a pill. So he has been waiting to get mass like this on him, and now he has it. He's a good boy. He's got really great genetics behind him. And again, if you guys have heard me say it a million trillion times, man, I am gonna stink. I'm gonna have to use the lemon lime blue cactus soap for this shower, but
Shameless plug.
yeah. No, seriously though. He is just a stinker. So anyway, he has been waiting quite a while to get big enough to be able to dominate, and he's getting there. There's still one in charge, and that's his daddy. But he's definitely, he don't take no crap, do you, boy? We used to call him Twinkle Toes when he was younger, because he would just kind of dance around the bucks. And I know a lot of you have been here long enough that you probably remember that. But yeah, so he was Twinkle Toes because he loved pestering the boys in charge, Lucky and Champ and Everest and the older boys. But he definitely didn't want to get his butt kicked either, so he would just kind of twinkle around them and headbutt them and run. Boy. He's just...
He wants in your lap.
He does. I don't want you in my... He pretty much is. But, okay, so you guys, if you watch me long enough, you know darn well how I feel about Width. And he is just... He's just a powerhouse. I love, love, love this buck. And he's got the prettiest beard, huh? It's gorgeous. You want to tell him how cute you are? And just like his brother, he's rubbing his head bald too. Say, look, I'm cute. No? So, really excited to see some kids from him again next year. Last year he had some really, really gorgeous babies, and he threw quite a bit of moon spots. So he himself doesn't have a lot of moon spots on him, but he does throw them, so that's cool. And if you're wondering what a moon spot is, it is just a circular pattern, a circular patch of hair, and they're just pretty to look at, especially if they're covered in them. What are you trying to say? Legend? You want to go back? Are you ready to go back?
I think he just hit realize he hit rock bottom.
What are you doing? Are you digging?
On his beard.
What is this? Okay. Alright, let's go get Mr. Captain in charge. What do you say, boy? He says, that's me. But it's not. Not yet. So the last buck that we have now, this here is Champ. Now Champ is Mr. Capitan. He is in charge. He's definitely the leader of the bunch. And he's pretty stinking dominant. He is from really, really great genetics. If you guys have heard me speak about the doe Obi, she was just a gorgeous doe, just kind of won every ring she ever walked into, and was just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Can't say enough about her. So Obi is the mother of May, and she is also the mother of Champ here. So Champ was the last kid that she had, and we were lucky enough to be able to retain him and keep him in our herd. So even though he's a complete butthead, no pun intended, he is, he makes some really, really pretty babies, don't you? Silently. So he also has earned his Plus B title. So again, he's got 3 daughters, at least 3 daughters from 3 different does that have earned their milk star. And he's, again, from really, really great genetics. Now, he is not an aggressive buck to humans in any way, shape, or form, but he doesn't necessarily like humans either. Ain't that right, Champ? Champ? So he's not like, if you go into the pen or anything, he's not going to come up to you and try to scratch his head on you like Lucky or Legend or anything like that. So, but that's okay, because it's okay if a buck isn't bombarding you and rubbing his stinky pee all over you every time you need to do something with them, huh, boy? Are you looking at them ladies? Yeah, he's over this. So Champ here is 6 years old, so he'll still be 6. He was born in July, so he's just turned 6. So he's doing really, really good, aren't you? And again, just a really gorgeous boy. He's a good boy. He's the loudest in the herd. He is very, very talkative. He just kind of yells at the rest of the boys all day, kind of making them miserable. But you know, he has to make sure that they know every second of every day who is in charge. Ain't that right? And he's lucky he makes pretty babies because he is a silent breeder. And I never, ever, 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 ever see him get a doe. So it makes it really hard to calculate due days with the does that are with him. I still manage and I still do pretty good, but it's still, he just does not want you to see the deed. So whether he does it at night or he's like, okay, they're gone, let's do this thing. Either way, it's the other boys have never had a buck. They could care less if you're standing there or not. But Champ here, he needs his privacy. And it's okay, huh? It's not really that okay. The only time I did see him do the deed, I'm pretty sure it was an accident, but we did get it on camera. And that was last year. So hopefully he's just changed in his ways and he doesn't care anymore, because that would make my life easier as far as due dates. Come, boy. Yeah? You're just being such a good boy.
It's a rare occurrence.
They're all being so good. I thought that they were going to be kind of little rascals, but they're being good. They're like, if I'm good, they'll throw me in with the does, which they're totally ready for. Just a couple more days, dude. Anyway, you guys, that is the 4 bucks that we have this year that we will be breeding to the does very, very soon. So again, make sure you're subscribed, because that is going to be the next video. You don't want to miss it. And other than that, the ladies want to get out to pasture. We didn't let them out to pasture just simply because I was going to bring the boys out to reintroduce. And in case they got free or anything, I wasn't taking any chances. You all done? Alright, so let's go get the does out to pasture. But other than that, you guys, we will see you again soon. Dragons. Yeah? Without it. Come on, girl.
Oh. I'm still trying to recover. Jeez.
You're knocked over.
Watch the crossfire, you two. Jeez.